Times a tray banket mana you or get a quaggy. I'm telling you, I want us to have a discussion. It will be a discussion for our people in what is happening in our land. Therefore, before I go on, do not forget that tomorrow, being Wednesday, the 19th of February, I will be here with Mazi, Chika Austin, on Viewpoint, our program known as Viewpoint, where we discuss or talk about geopolitics, international geopolitics, also as it concerns our quest for the restoration of Biafra. Therefore, do not miss tomorrow's program, please. The time, as usual, is 7:30 p.m. Biafra time. And I know it is 7:30 p.m. right now in Biafra time. I mean in Biafra land. We are live and direct. We are on our FM 102.1, CHK 102.1 on different parts of Biafra land. We are also live on satellites, free-to-air satellites. We're there. We are on IPOB Community Radio. It is an application which you can download through your Play Store. It is an application which you can download through your Play Store. IPOB Community Radio. It is a very low data consuming application. Also, adding to that, you can also download Simple Radio. Once you download Simple Radio, now you search for Radio Biafra London and you will be listening to our voice. Also, in addition, you can also download Radio Garden and you also be hearing the same thing. You search for inside Radio Garden or Simple Radio. Search for Radio Biafra London and you get us. Therefore, we are live and direct. We are also on our homepage, www.ipob.org. www.ipob.org. There you can click on live broadcast, and you'll be listening. Also, live broadcast. Also, at the corner, you can see where it is reading donate or support ESN or donate to IPOB through PayPal. You can make your donation. What we are doing is the right thing. What IPOB is doing is the right thing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it, that it is his right to agitate for Biafra. It is our right, even under the Nigerian constitution, to agitate for Biafra. What else do you need? What else do you want? He has also given us the topic to continue the momentum. As Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that instead of him appearing in those nonsensical biased court of Nigeria, instead of him to do that, if it is for him to die, but he will not die. Instead of, it's better for him than coming out on that shenanigan they call Nigerian court. And that is it. That is the momentum we have been looking for. We have been seeking. For us to push on. That is it. But what are you contributing? What is your contribution? You know, every type of animal has different forces. Like a lion has a force of physical power to overpower and eat, get food, get his prey. Antelope has a power to run. That is his power, his force. Ants has their force of numbers. You will be looking ants as they are very minute, but millions of them gather an elephant. That elephant is gone. That is the force of numbers. So we have to make use of the force we have. We have to make use of the force we have. Support what we are doing. It is part of it. Don't think that what you are contributing is nothing. No. It is going a long way. That little contribution, that thing you deem as little contribution, is going a very long way. I don't know how my system is doing. That thing you deem sorry, I'm trying to check. Okay, it's okay. That thing you are deeming as is nothing. Hindi Igbo na-asị onye gbuo achara onye gbue. Just please hold on. Let me see what is happening. My system starts behaving funny. I don't know. I cannot even.
Chineke ezukọla, anyị ezukọla, ụmụ Chineke ezukọla.
Welcome back. Sorry, one of my systems, my computers started behaving funny, but we must continue. As I was saying, today we are going to talk just in a cool way. We are going to discuss issues concerning us, and I will make it interactive because sometimes we don't understand what is happening. I mean, our people in general. Our people don't understand. They completely leave out politics. When I talk about politics, I mean governance, because that is politics. And that is why we are perishing. I say we are both physically and mentally perishing, honestly speaking. That is why today, or this evening, I'm going to talk about we are going to discuss about the apartheid government against us, against Biafra in Nigeria. We are going to discuss it. It is very huge, honestly speaking. Now, our people don't understand what it means that we are left as a people without no direction, no support, nothing from the government. And we don't take it serious. You know, we are suffering worse than apartheid government. Because even, let's give example, apartheid South Africa. At least they build houses in townships, in Soweto and all, at least to give to people. I mean, the apartheid government of South Africa. But in our own, we are left with nothing to run. That is the reason why in our land, the Igbo land, is dog eats dog. You don't understand what is happening because of what the way they push us into. Now, just can you imagine the budget money, Nigerian budget money, that covers every expenses, developmental expenses in the whole 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria. 6. Northeast, northwest, north central, southwest, southeast, south, so-called. Although there is no cardinal point that is called south. Because Nigeria is about fiction. Everything about Nigeria is fiction. Fiction, illusion, fiction. That is why they created south. Let us go by that. Now, they calculated everything for the budget. The whole I don't know how many trillions of naira. Whether it's 50 something or 500 and something trillion naira. Nothing, no mention of Southeast. No single mention of Southeast. I don't know. Do you know that this is a declaration of war? I want you to listen. Yesterday I played it, and you have heard this. I played it without talking. Because what are we doing? What are we doing about this? Living in a situation worse than apartheid in our own land. Whereas the money that they are sharing, the money being shared as federal government money being generated, is mostly from Biafra land. Listen, please. Listen, please. Listen.
Mr. Speaker, I'm from a zone, and none of the southeast and other zones are captured in this particular place. And this is a national budget. We have to look at it critically, Rich.
This is, I think, House of Green Chamber. This is Green Chamber, the House, Green Chamber House, House of Representatives, where they are discussing to ratify the budget, 2025 budget, that covers everything, federal government budget, because it is from that budget that money is disbursed for developmental, for everything in Nigeria. And guess what? They bypassed Southeast. Oh. Do you know? Oh. They bypassed the Southeast. Whereas when you check this money that is being generated and going to be generated, Southeast provides much more than any other place. Gas is from our land. Crude oil from our land. Value added tax, much more in our land. Police checkpoints, everything, they collect money much more. How many trillions of naira? 2-point-something trillion, according to records, in Igbo land, collected from on checkpoints from our people. When are we going to understand the problems, the weight? How actually do Ibu that is destroy as a people? There is nothing, yesterday when Mazi Isaiah was on air, he was talking about it as if he knows my mind. I saw the thing, I cannot bear it. Do you know that this is a direct declaration of war? But the worst thing in life is ignorance. Ignorance is a killer. We are fighting insecurity in our land. We are fighting everything, yes. But let me tell you, this is the source of all these things. In a car, you have shock absorber. What is the work of that shock absorber? When you climb a gallop, only the tire will feel it. Now, before it reaches to you as the driver or passenger, the shock absorber will cool it down. And now, the driver will not feel it as he's supposed to. Without shock absorber, just like a bicycle that has no shock absorber, you climb a corrugated road like that, a gallop, you will feel it. Sometimes, or magnetic like this, it can even cause you headache if care is not taken. They remove shock absorber in our land. What am I trying to say? The shock absorber of the government, federal government. That is why because the pressure is direct on us. Family pressure, community pressure, parents pressure, in-law pressure, everything pressure is on average every Igbo person. There is nothing like a government this is shock absorber, unlike what you have in the north. Let me tell you something. You say we are living in one country. Do you know that in the north, they are using federal government money? I'm not telling you about the state government money. No, no. The allocation the state government receive. No. Federal government money, they have secret budgets. What I'm telling you is facts. They are paying many northern families, almost northern families, as social welfare. They are old men and women. That is the shock absorber. You know, they sometimes once in a month they line up, go and collect money from the federal government in their local governments. They can do it in anyhow. Every month, there are old men and women that are not working, even their young ones that are not working. They collect some things. Anything that is from federal government distribution, it is there. It is for them. Nothing like this in our land. That is why we are left naked. And that is why we are, so pressurized. When you pressurize a balloon, it can burst. Our people, we are bursting every day without understanding the cause of our bursting. Doing different kinds of businesses, both legal and illegal, to survive. Killing ourselves on the way. Nigerian federal government made a budget and brought it to the Green Chamber for ratification. And this representative, that is an Igbo man, he made an observation. He said, I read all these things, there is no mention of Southeast. Listen again.
Mr. Speaker, I'm from a zone, and none of the Southeast and other zones are captured in this particular place. And this is the national budget. We have to look at it critically. Mr. Speaker, I want to bring the attention of the House in this item 281, Light Rail, Kanu, Ogun, Lagos. Mr. Speaker, I'm from a zone, and none of the Southeast and other zones are captured in this particular place. And this is a national budget. We have to look at it critically. It's not for a particular state, Mr. Speaker. The Southeast need to be included. That is my point of order, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Your observation. I am sure in the course of the year there might be...
Mr. Speaker, no other time. It is now. Let us do it now. Mr. Speaker, observation.
They are already ongoing now.
Yours is noted, Honorable, and will bring it to the attention of Mr. President.
Order.
Are you hearing the situation we are in Nigeria? Do you see? No, you are on. Don't worry. I will bring the attention of the president. I will. Don't worry. Later, if there is a Jara letter, we give to you people. But for now, no need. This is a sorry situation that every Igbo man and woman, every Biafran should react to this. They don't include us in any Nigerian government or developmental program. Never. And this man that is saying this, raising this issue, you have other Southeastern representatives that are there. They kept mute. They kept mute. They don't stage walk away. They don't stage no protests, no enlightening the people. Look, this is what is happening. We have been removed from the region I am representing, is totally removed from Nigeria when it comes to spending or development, that we are not there. But they want our oil, they want our tax, they want our gas. I want people to please, I will quickly open the line. Let people speak about this. Many of our people don't understand the gravity of this. In a country, this is not the first time. During Buhari regime, they borrowed $22.7 billion from China. and openly remove the southeast, so, to build a railway line and openly bypass southeast. Also, gas. I played it here. The whole gas ducts, that is gas pipeline that supplies the zones, each region in Nigeria, the 6 regions. It's only southeast they bypass. No gas, no supply, no pipeline supplying southeast. When we are saying this, somebody will come and say, no, every part of Nigeria is marginalized. How can we continue enduring this type of apartheid to our detriment? Do you know that this is having a direct, direct effect on each and every one of us? Do you know that? Do you know that when you are being called every day, brother, send me money, sister, my mother know well, my in-law, you get problem, this and that. You are being, imagine the pressure we are not living. We are not living. We need to reply to this situation. I am telling you. That is why I say our people are perishing because of lack of knowledge. That is ignorance. What are you buying and selling? Knowing that, or without knowing that you are sentenced to be, you are sentenced, you are naked, or being sentenced to nakedness by Nigerian government. Look at how many tons, houses, whether 2 or 3-story buildings that are filled up with fake drugs in Aba. Just look at what our people are doing. Just all this to survive. I'm not justifying everything. I'm not justifying anything, no. But imagine all these things. Where a country, which country, whereby they will budget or make budgets, developmental budgets of a country, and one zone, one region is left out completely, openly. This is not the first time. I said they have done it, I think 2017 or 18, something thereabout. And the Senate, House of Senate, that time, a few of our senators, led by Abaribe, came and spoke on camera that Abu Jack Anketa. Whoa. We now know that we are no more part of Nigeria. They remove us from 22.7 billion rail project money which they borrowed from China, and nothing like Southeast there. And according to the video, their statements, some say we can even impeach Buhari because we know a point to impeach him, but we said no because of the interest of the peace and tranquility in Nigeria. These are things that you push even our political class to come secretly to tell us now, because now they're supposed to support us financially. These people supposed to have, immediately they come out from this session, they go to the cameras. There are too many cameras today, both on social media, to enlighten our people, to tell pastors and the GOs that look, tell our people, look at what is happening. The government remove us. Nigerian government has nothing for us when it comes to developmental budget, but the money they are using in all this comes from our land. It's absurd. The worst thing somebody can suffer is not understanding that you are sick. You are sick, yes, but you don't even acknowledge that you are sick. And now again, now what is happening? You say, no, I'm okay, I'm okay. One day you just die. That is the situation many of our people are. And that is why we are taking time in order to educate our people to understand what this thing means. In 1967, between 66 and 67, Gowon blocked federal government Nigerian money from reaching the eastern region. Listen, Gowon blocked, say he can no longer be given money for any development, for anything to the east, to Ojukwu. Ojukwu reciprocated by blocking the paying of tax, value added tax, and crude oil in Biafra land from going to the Nigerian coffers. He blocked it. He created another coffer, Biafran coffers, to be. Since you block us, you are not giving us anything. Now you want to take from us. Which kind of a brain is that? But they are doing all these things today without even our people understanding it. How are our people so low? Is it because we in the diaspora, people in the diaspora are sending money? Onye ishi waraya one no abroad or send ego. Is it the reason why our people feel at home in a homeless situation, in a hopeless situation? Is it the reason? Our people don't want to understand, to know that we have been completely sidelined. I put it on my timeline. This is worse than direct European colonization. It's worse when we will be sidelined, whereas the money is coming from our land. Nigeria again, a pipeline deal to ease Nigeria's gas supply to European nations. Nigeria has written or made another agreement with Niger Republic and Algeria for gas pipeline, which they have been building since, to finally take off and be supplying Europe, because Europe needs it. Do you see Europe? Which they call a garden? They should change their ways. Sometimes I look at what happened or what have been happening in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia, or between NATO and Russia, not Ukraine. Ukraine is nothing. Between the West and Russia. And it used to give me a chill. I said, so the West can even fight their fellow Caucasians in this brutal way, with this brutality. Are you getting what I'm saying? I say, if the West can fight with everything they have, and even with everything they don't have, against their own brother, Russia is also a European country. It's a white man's land like them. And they can fight them like this, with this type of bitterness and brutality. How then do you think that the West will be treating or fighting Africa, black people? It gives me some chills. I'm telling you. I say, oh, These people are evil, brutal. They don't joke with their interests. You know, they say they have built a garden. You know, now they have been sidelined. I mean, EU. We will talk about this tomorrow anyway. I don't want to preempt. But they have been sidelined in talking about peace. So the big elephants are doing the talk for them to understand, for you to understand. You know, Europe, the America is telling Europe to upgrade, spend more on their defense, at least from 2% to 5% of their GDP. And it's impossible. Do you know why? They have built a garden. Many people will not understand this. You know, the standard they put their people, the standard of living, which they put the Europeans, to bring it down. Because for you to spend much more on defense, you need to bring down some things on the other side. It's plus or minus. It's like that. You need to bring down some other things so that the standard will go. Just like, you know, like in Eastern Europe, the standard of life there, like Russia, for ordinary Russian, is not completely comparable with maybe a citizen of Germany, like in Germany. Are you hearing me? A German citizen, average German citizen, can feel that he lives much more better, or a bit more better than an average Russian. And do you know why? Russia is not by accident. They are spending more money on their defense more than in Europe. You know, you cannot eat your cake and have it. You might be good here, but the other side, you are not. You are bad. That is life. So the standard the Europeans have put their citizens, individual citizens, it will be hard for them to maintain their security by themselves and be up to date. That is why if you live in Russia, Russia can hit you, the whole of Western Europe, without America. They can do it on the, you understand? So that is why you can never eat your cake and have it. When Trump is telling them, increase your defense budgets, it's very hard, because how are they going to do it? From where is the money going to come? Okay, they are going to reduce welfare and stop paying some people welfare. Okay, they are going to reduce different standards in the life of Europeans. The people will come out because they are accustomed to the life. They will come out to bring down that government that wants to do that. So they are in a dilemma. What is the situation? They cannot do it. They can, if they touch anywhere, their people will feel it and they will rise up. Imagine Ajibo Pikin, one mommy, two like that. You cannot. There are things he cannot endure. It's not like Bako. Bako have been accustomed. You know, I was thinking you don't even care now. But Ajibo wants it. Hey, that is how the Western Europeans have been, and that is why it is now difficult for them for defense. Anywhere if they say they are going to go on austerity in order to increase their defense funding, the people will not agree. The population will rise up and say no. They will bring down that government and put another one, and you must bow to their will. They say to hell with that defense. So that is the dilemma they are in. I understand that perfectly. We are going to talk about it more tomorrow. So what am I trying to say? The Nigerian government has signed agreements with Algeria and the Niger Republic to advance the Trans-Saharan gas pipeline and enhance gas supplies to European markets. Where is this gas coming from? From that place they sidelined, from Biafra land, from Ko Igbo land, from Okwa in Abia State, from Ohaji in Imo State. For your information. And they have been sidelining us, but this one is a slap too many. Our people, we should react. Because this is the reason why things are more hard in our land more than anything. This is the reason why people want to survive by all means. Since after the war, they made our land uncomfortable for us. So that you must eat your fellow Igbo man to survive. You must trade on illicit business to survive. Otherwise, you cannot meet up. If you are doing your business, your normal business, and pressure, family pressure start coming. Mama is sick. We need to go to hospital. Go to hospital. You need surgery. One kind of surgery that will drain the whole money in your shop. How are you going to do? No government visiting help. No aid, nothing from anywhere. Nothing. Only I want to borrow, just like that. Which is not the same in the north. It's not the same. But we are in the same country. What I'm telling you, people that are in the north, unless some of our people will live in countries or live in places, they will not know what is going on there. What matters to them, they don't understand how things are run. Even in their locality, they have been living for 10 years. They don't care to know. It's a very bad habit. Try to understand, make sure, make investigation. You will see that they are paying their old men and women every month from federal government money. They will not tell you, but they are receiving. So this thing brings, once all this mama and papa receive some money every month. I'm not talking about retirement benefit. No. People that just they register there, they are there in every community. They give them something. These are money that you will be paying, that will be coming from your pocket as the child in Igbo land. Do you see? Do you see? Do you see why everybody have to meet up in our land? There is no single shock absorber. So we are naked. We are raw. That is why you see, different kinds of crimes are going on. Because people need to survive in order to maintain, to maintain the pressure that is coming against us as a people. Are you hearing me? So, what am I trying to say? I want you to continue listening, please. I never finish it. I want you to continue listening. Just listen a bit. Let me play it again. Continue playing. Why now? Okay. Continue listening.
In the near future, will ensure that
our own is the Southeast progress in the near future. Don't worry. I will talk to President. I will bring to his notice. You forget to put Southeast in the program, in the budget. Okay, live in the near future. Maybe we will check if there is any space. How do you think that we continue in this manner, in this way, in this life? Any person that is telling you that, oh, Biafra, you people are there, you are not marginalized, you are the richest tribe in Nigeria. All these things, things that they used to, Hey, I actually can I bumbo. Yes, I know bumbo, but they are using it in a mischievous manner. We should start being wise. In Abombo doesn't mean that they should relegate us. This is worse than apartheid governments. I'm saying it. South Africa fought, even Nigeria helped South Africa to fight apartheid. But here in Nigeria, we are living on apartheid system of government against us. The worst is that our politicians are not. Let me continue playing. Let me go back a bit.
Thank you, Honorable. Your observation. I am sure in the course of the year there might be...
Mr. Speaker, no other time. It is now. Let us do it now. Mr. Speaker, observation.
They are already ongoing now.
Yours is noted, Honorable, and we'll bring it to the attention of Mr. President.
Yours is noted, Honorable. Don't worry, I'll bring it to the notice of the the president. But how then do we become or be regarded as Nigerians? Only to be collected from us? Let me tell you, the caliphate is calling us Naondi Beribe. Let me tell you, this thing is a declaration of war normally against us, against Biafrans. It's normally a declaration of war. But our people don't understand this because they don't care. How many church leaders can take this task in order to explain to the people, to the congregation on Sunday and tell them, look our problems. Look at, they sidelined us being Southeast. They sidelined us that they are not going to give us any developmental project, no money, nothing. Since 1970, they relegated. Which clergy in our Igbo clergy can come to the congregation and tell them, explain to them this? They have platforms, but they will not. Instead, don't worry, even if they didn't give you, even if Nigeria forgets you, but Jesus didn't forget you. Say amen. We will survive. This is hopelessness. I am telling you. You see, even Subuai with India, they have platforms to talk to people. Because when you expose all these things to the people, now people will be aware. And now people can rise up. People can now even support, say, okay, so this is what IPOB is doing to fight against this. Let us be supporting IPOB. Do you see? But they will not tell them. They will be comforting them that no, it doesn't matter whether Asorok remember also, whether they don't remember also, we will not die. We will live and testify the glory of Jah, of Yahweh. Hallelujah. This is killing. It's murder. Murder. They continue pacifying us like this. And we can never react. We can never understand the importance of having government. We can never understand that, look, government is number one. Because, look, as they are removing, sidelining Southeast, lo and behold, we are also under military occupation. Because every road you go, you ply, they are collecting money from you. That one they still collecting from you. Do you see that I know Nimen Sobu? Do you see?
Order.
In the near future, we'll ensure that that balancing is done. Okay? Please, let's make progress.
Order, please.
Because our issue does not matter. After all, it's only one person that rose up to say it. Others are there sitting down. They are afraid. So this man, a whole Igbo race, we are behaving as squatters because they see that they are in charge. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Because when they look at the people representing us, they see cowards. They see only businessmen that is interested only in their pockets, nothing more. They are not ready to die for the people they are representing, like Mazi and Kanu. They are not ready. Many of them, they say, okay, if I talk now, before they remove me, remove my remunerations from this green chamber, I beg you, make I leave. We are in a mess. The only solution is IPOB. Our only solution is IPOB. Let me read, because as I say, I will open the line.
Communities infrastructure carried. Military barracks accommodation carried.
This is the democracy being inflicted. I say inflicted on us by the West. That is their democracy. That is why I love the lecture. I played it yesterday. I love the lecture of J.D. Vance, the vice president, the American vice president. He gave the Europeans in Munich. He gave them a lecture that they will never forget. Are you hearing me? I love it. He told them that the democracy, I mean, the fear, I'm paraphrasing, the enemies that Europeans should be fearing are not Russia or China, but it is the enemies from within. This man, I listen. When I'm on break, I will play it. He gave them a lecture of that. He said they are watching Europeans deviating from the standard which they know them together, the value, their core values of democracy. What they are now calling democracy is no more democracy. He said that, look, they canceled the Bulgarian or Bulgarian election, presidential election, just because the person they want to win didn't win. So they have to say it's not democratic. Is it the democracy they want? Is it what they want America to come and be sponsoring for them to defend? They say, no. Europe, you people are deviating rapidly. You are deviating, degenerating into another thing. This is not democracy at all. I love that. This is, as I'm playing this is the democracy they put on our land. Britain made sure to tip the balance in Nigeria, falsify election results, falsify, census results in favor of the Fulani Caliphate so that they'll be in charge. This is the democracy. No, people's voices are not heard. Democracy is sideline southeast, south to south, sideline Biafra land, and go on. It doesn't matter anything. That is democracy. This is democracy now. I think number 3 have passed the no, he don't. That is democracy which they are promoting. The Europeans are promoting. Listen.
I will bring it to the attention of Mr. President.
Order.
In the near future, will ensure that that balancing is done. Okay? Please, let's make progress.
Order, please.
There's a democratic progress. Let's make progress.
Please, order, please.
Border communities infrastructure carried.
Carried one person. The caliphate, they carried. Oh yeah, that one. Go whether you know, whether you are marginalized or you are apartheid against Igbo man should die. Gone. That is democracy.
Military barracks accommodation carried. Military
Government has already overtaken it.
Total capital supplementation carried. Total capital
Observation, Mr. Speaker. South for the rail. South. Decorum, please. My highly esteemed colleague.
Who is hearing your voice, South? When you cannot, the way the way they treated us and teared us into pieces, it makes it easier for them to hold us like rats. This other one is shout, south, the who listen to him? Imagine that we are together. Imagine that the whole voice is together. Do you think that they will neglect anybody like this? Do you think that they will neglect us like this? Do you see where the southwestern governors, do you see where they went on their regional meeting and sit down? They first of all sang Nigerian anthem. Not many of them even, they just little thing. Nigeria, we heard it. And now they sang Oduduwa anthem. And when you see how they were singing it with joy, it's their anthem. Let me tell you what is going on. We are agitating for the restoration of Biafra from the grassroots. Our political elites are fighting against us. But let me tell you, the system used by the Yoruba, they are agitating through their political elites, but later in a very cunning way. in a very diplomatic way. That is why what they are doing, no person can outlaw it or ban it. They sing Oduduwa national anthem. They govern us, not ordinary people. In our own, we IPOB, our people, we sing Biafran anthem. They send the guns and bullets. They send military to shoot, to kill us everywhere in Ngwa High School, in different parts of Biafra land. But Oduduwa, politicians, their chief executive officer, the governors, they gather and they sing Oduduwa national anthem. No wahala. They are doing their own in a very methodical way. Let me tell you something. Before you know it, Oduduwa, in Kunle and Alhaji bugged the phone conversation. Alhaji said they are going to give Lagos a special status. Let me tell you, Yoruba land in Tinubu's government, they will go for special status, not for Lagos only, but for the region. That is why they are doing their own thing methodically. Our own politicians, our own people didn't know that our people had I don't know. A man called Kwada like this. I mean, Okwa. Those she show Kwada like this. People back on us say, now you will see somebody go and sit down on one branch. The other person go the other side, go step on the other branch. Now, so useless non-entity will stand there and be talking. He will not know that the thing has been shared. When you go carry X to come and cut, anywhere you go, they say, nah, Ima, this is my own. I've taken it now. Why am I sitting here? Oh yeah, our people don't. We are pursuing money, only money. Now where money there for a pattern. Undi boga a pattern now so pattern and we get no. We are money there now there for Lagos. They don't care, have no knowledge of politics at all. Average Igbo man. Where a child oga ọta nkwobi branch ata nkwobi ṅụọwa bia ma njakịrị nọ n'elu ya ga-ahị ụra na-agwụ ụra ka dimkpa bini Icheme nwere ihe nọ n'isi nothing. Enwere ihe nọ n'isi that ahịa ọ na again ma ọkpọ ụmụ bụ ya sị na ka na-emekwa na ọga na finish life finish. The one day shop ya gba ọkụ hey power before you know he had high blood pressure on one. Or the life of average Igbo man. They don't care about us coming together to understand what is governance. How we are being governed in Nigeria, they don't care to know. In may ask Jehovah ways. They want nothing mega. And as long as God then, what are you know, all these useless mantras that are keeping us in perpetual bondage. How can we be in a country whereby we are openly sidelined and there is no noise about it in our land? The politicians, our political representatives did not come to tell the people and say, look at what is happening in the Green Chamber, look at what is happening. They sidelined us in the Nigerian developmental budget. As we are talking, only in Radio Biafra, this is where you will be hearing it escalating. Our GOs, our reverend fathers and bishops and pastors, they will not take their congregation in our land to say, look, to open the people's eyes so that our people can start reacting. They will not do that. Instead, when did he? Jehovah Beze. I gonna get the book of Matthew. Gonna get Job. Now Job tara afofo. So we not go down for Nigeria na make na ta afo o na edia. O fumbochi o ga demma. Until when are we going to liberate ourselves from all this nonsense? Nigeria declared a direct war on us, and there is nothing happening. There is nothing happening. Why? Because there is lack of awareness of what this thing means. There is lack of awareness. There is completely lack of awareness. What they are giving, only the allocation given to governors, which they are giving to every state. That is the only thing. So, and when they give the allocation, they also try to lure our governors to encourage them to use the money, steal it, exploit it. Even Asorok will take some percentage so to protect them. Do you remember when Hope Uzodinma used 5 billion during election campaign time? 5 billion or during the election, Imo State election. Have you forgotten? He used 5 billion naira, billion like Bible, billion, in order to close the whole hotels in Imo State, book them. They pursue every customer in the hotel. Have you forgotten? How did he get that money? It's loot from our land, from their location, from everything. Who cares? Who asks? Nobody. Because we don't know. Because our people don't care. Everybody believes that he can make it. Without government, it is impossible. Without any political power, your hustle is nonsense. That is why anytime they want, they go and put fire in any market being run by Igbo people. And their goods, everything, their livelihoods perish. Nothing you can do, nothing. Because no person, you have no government talking for you, no person represents you, nothing. You cry, many will die of a heart attack, many die of different sicknesses, many will go back to poverty, many, because of that, they will enter criminality, kidnapping, everything, and before you know, they'll buy you. That is the miserable life of average Igbo person. And they know abroad, just tell me. Phone call from Ulo, you will be saving extra, extra, just to make sure that because there is no shock absorber in our land, we are left naked. How do we go about this? How can we forget this type of situation, messy situation we are in? Let me finish playing this, please.
Decorum, please. Let's maintain some kind of decorum, please.
Order, please. When I'm talking, you are not supposed to also be talking. You can only raise your voice and expect to be recognized. But it's not good when we are talking, you are also talking. It's very dishonorable to us. Please. I have made my own statement or remark concerning that particular observation. And what I said is that we would bring this to the attention of Mr. President. Likely there may be another, supplementary within the year. If that kind of opportunity unfolds, we will make sure that this request is channeled. Okay?
Another observation, sir.
Thank you very much.
You know, this is just like when you are cuddling a baby. When your baby wants to follow you to go, you are going to work, your baby is crying. You bring a biscuit, give to him, promise him, don't worry, I'm going. If I go, I will buy you an aeroplane. I will buy you a big train. You know, don't worry, promise him heaven and earth. Don't worry. Just for you to move out. And you are gone. That is what they are doing us. In a country that we're supposed to be part and parcel. They are calling us. Imagine that in this developmental budget, they didn't put Northwest. Imagine. Northwest, Northeast. Oh, come on. There will be war now. There will be war everywhere. Who can do that? Who dare you? They not care, even physically scattering everything. Say, who is that? Do you see the reason why I say you can never keep lion and sheep the same place? That is why I turn our people from being sheep to become lion. Because without lion, you cannot survive. Without being lion, your chance of survival is less than zero. I'm telling you. Without being lion, our chances of survival is less than zero. It's minus. Imagine that you come and they check. They didn't see northwest, not east in the developmental project. Who are you? They will tear that paper there. So they will tell you, they will use F word on you and the president. Say, go and tell the president, no person should come here and tell us anything. Say, go and do this, otherwise we start before in our home now. Bomb we can add everywhere in Abuja. Manandi, but we are sheep now. He cuddled us. He cuddled not we, but the people. He cuddled him. I said the way our people are being covered in the churches and then sedition. Now why you no you go better? That is the cuddling, and we continue living in utmost ignorance. No, you go better tomorrow. Don't worry. Now you get your life. Do you know how many people that have died today? And now why just catch you. Do you know? Do you know? Not as we, it had been our way of prayer before. I thank you, Jesus, because not early in the morning, not everybody that slept rose up this morning. So I'm happy. So you now see yourself, you see life as is a privilege. Instead of living life in full, you are always depending on something that just don't act to this life. Now you get them by your own. No, don't act. Don't fight for anything. No, now you get your life for you. Who give you? Do you see breeze? Who give you oxygen? So why are you rising up like this? Why will you want to fight for your right? Go down. God go do them. Do you know how many people that slept last night and didn't wake up this morning? Is it by your power? When you were sleeping, did you know where you were? You are in dream world, but after you wake, you know, and then when you inject somebody with the drug. So why will you make noise? Leave. If Nigeria sideline us, God no sideline us. So why should we be that? Do you see the problem we are having? So this is what this man is also doing. He's cuddling the Igbo representative. Say, don't worry, don't make noise. Next time you might be remembered. I will take your issue to president. Why will he take our own issue to president? Why are we not served? Why are we not treated like others? Now our own is a privilege. Maybe to go and take the thing so that to ask for privilege. But if it is them, Akasha other place for that time, I again now forget. And from there, on everywhere in their land, the people from imams who they will be preaching that everywhere, in the Friday prayer, everywhere, Allah Akbar, also now everywhere. That is how things should be done. Do you see that? Do you see the reason why we are trying to wake our people up so that we become lion instead of being sheep? Reject being sheep in your life. Reject. This is the most humiliating spell that is being cast on you. If you claim that the Lord is your shepherd, that you shall not want, you are, the highest spell being cast on you, and you accept it. I reject it. Say somebody reject, I reject all. I'm no more sheep. It's not my shepherd. So, if you accept it, why is it not? Why wouldn't you accept this guy? Don't worry, I will talk in your case, your own case. You know, it's different. I will bring it to the president, to the natives of the president. Oh, keep quiet, cool down. Let us proceed.
What observation?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's still on item 282, light rails. I think it didn't indicate anything, so it's an observation. Something has been omitted. 282.
Which one is that? 280?
No, 282. Light rails.
Light rails.
So no
right?
location, nothing. So
Pardon?
no location, no designation, just light rails.
Light rail is a...
But all of them has money. Even that point has money again. Look at it.
It's a mistake.
But
all the ones under that one are the light rail provisions.
Please.
Revert back to play.
Observation.
To report progress.
Mr. Speaker, the budget to appropriate 238 billion for an hospital for an agency when we allocated 137 billion for.
This is democracy. EFCC hospital, a hospital for an agency, appropriated 200 and something billion naira for a hospital for EFCC agency, but a hospital for general public, for Nigerians, general hospital, is 100 and something billion. They brought him down and said, but that is the democracy the West imposed on us. This is the democracy. You are not in charge of your life. As long as you're Nigerian, you are not in charge of your life. Foreigners are in charge of your life. That is why the British government, the West, they are trying everything in order to start sucking our gas. And the money will never come to our hand. This world is a world where you have to, it's a world of injustice. You have to be a lion. What we are trying to do is to let us form lion. Let me now ask our people. Do you see the last Mazi Nnamdi Kanu outing? Do you see how we'll encourage the whole Biafrans all over the world? Because he behaved like a lion he used to be. Do you remember last year Was it 15th of December when they went to court? When they promised them that they are going to go, they are going to grant him bail, Sako, Zekoma, and Ejiofor, and he came out believing that. Do you remember he knelt down? Onye ụkọchukwu ihe ya aka n'ichi, onye ndum, Chineke, you see, a leader of more than 100 million people. Do you know what it means? Do you know that insult? Do you know what it is? An insult. That thing infuriated me. I said, Chineke, what is happening? Do you see the difference now? Just ask yourself. Go back to that video and watch it. Where Onyendu was shaking to the extent he shook the prosecutor. Because he had been deceived that Jimako told him that everything is okay. Don't worry, you are coming. Mommy Binta is giving you bail. Don't worry, don't worry. So he come out now and say, okay, we have fulfilled every obligation, every righteousness. We have sacked Zekome, sacked Ejiofor, who is the stumbling block. Now, we are now friends. You go and check prosecutor. Prosecutor remove hand. Meya kaja. A lion. Meya kaja. Ogani lay down now, Kochuku, Habi Yakanishi. Ndio Kana, yeah, he's good now. I defend him. I can never defend this. I can never defend this. On camera. Where are those people? Or quite new who are not said that no, you people should keep quiet now. Okay, why freedom fighting or what do you see the result of the lion himself or Patarua everywhere now? Do you see the result? Here we come. That is why we are telling you stop accepting that spell that you a sheep. Emanandi ndi na akposhina lahaji amandio kanjakre na Nigeria. That's why they are killing you. They say you are sheep. You are meant for slaughter. Anytime you remove yourself, say, I'm no longer a sheep. It's a spell. Get off from that bondage. That is how it should be. Are you hearing me? So, the lions are in the room with the sheep. How can the sheep move? How will they talk? They cannot. They will be crying. They will keep quiet so the lion will not swallow them. That is what is happening in that green chamber. Any person that tell you you're a sheep, tell him back to sender. I am not. Let us be lions. That is what we preach here. Because in Nigeria, if you people are not lion in your character, in your political behavior, don't you see, as I said, the Yoruba governors, they are lions. That is why they galvanized themselves. They went and sang Oduduwa national anthem. Come and catch them now. Come and talk against them. You see, her bug acid. When I mean her, they with their people bug acid. Are you hearing me? But the sheep no na nezo now be good citizens. So we tell Boni citizen, Boni people community, don't retaliate. Be good citizens. Fulani headsmen kill you. No, don't retaliate. Let us leave it for God. The former governor of Enugu State said, no. Let us do 3 days fasting. That is the solution. Because once our people hear, fasting, now God will save us. So, because you are a sheep waiting for your shepherd to rescue you. It's a spell, you don't know. It's a complete spell. Once you accept that spell and you'll be behaving like that. But once you say no, we are lions. Because on the Fulani, how will lion? And they behave, no, we're going to intimidate like that. They don't say that the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. No, I am a lion. I am there to devour. Yes, that is how it's supposed to be. So when they meet in red chamber or green chamber, they intimidate. The lions always intimidates the sheep. To garnish it all, They will come, they spread the news to the church pastors. They will tell them their congregations that don't worry, God is in control. That is a sheep. So you don't have power because you're a sheep. So it's your shepherd that has power. He have to do anything for you. So this is what is going on here. Let me finish it.
If you have that observation before we reach that number, yes, you should have raised. I have listened, sir. You didn't listen to us. But we have already hit the gavel. And that means the House has taken a position on it.
That is democracy.
You omitted 277.
Hey, listen to this one. The real sheep. Oh, Nibo. There with Okumeme. Listen to him.
Which is a recapitalization of back industry. And also to remind Mr. Speaker,
we omitted.
You didn't call it, yes, sir. You didn't mention it. You didn't mention it. And equally to lend my voice, Mr. Speaker, the exclusion of the Southeast in the rail and roads from that infrastructure, Mr. Speaker, is one about fairness and one with historical implications for unity and development of Nigeria.
Oh, now so you bro. That is the thing, man. Oh, now so you boy, in order to just be listening to him.
Mr. Speaker, I'm taking you by your word that maybe by the supplementary budget, the Southeast will be fully captured in the roads and rail infrastructures.
Yeah.
Do you see how the sheep talks? A slave. He don't want to annoy the lion there. So he said he speaks Queen's English. I hope that in the supplementary budget, so he now have agreed that in this budget we are not inside. So in the supplementary, I hope he say hope. He will even thank him in advance. Is it not how our politicians in Debo used to do? Mr. President, I thank you. In Debo one, we thank you for even thinking of taking even our concern, trying to even have a contemplation on what we say, not even doing anything, no, but having they will thank him in advance. That is how slaves, sheep, that is how they speak. So this type of people, how do you think that they will treat us well? Because we are sheep now. That is the appetite. The South Africans fought apartheid as lions. They rose up. Yes. In our own, we are taking it, with kind gesture. No, just behave. Look at, I'm watching, if you watch, many of you have watched it. This last man that spoke, he came up as a gentleman. He don't want to be seen as a rebellion or somebody that is challenging, his shepherd, because he's a sheep. He speaks Queen's English to cover everything, to make it, he's a gentleman. Anytime they will, he's in their good book, he's a gentleman, okay, so at least, but is he doing the job of representation? The answer is no. These are the people that are selling us. What happened here? They sidelined the Southeast from developmental budget. And this man is talking about another supplementary budget. Maybe he hope. So he is requesting, pleading that in the supplementary budget, he hopes that even they will discuss about our own, because we are not part of Nigeria. Because anything, we are just jara. Do you see this thing? I will continue escalating it, because it's a declaration of war. Listen again from this man.
Mr. Speaker, the exclusion of the Southeast in the rail and roads from that infrastructure, Mr. Speaker, is one about fairness and one with historical implications for unity and development of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, I'm taking you by your word maybe by the supplementary budget, the Southeast will be fully captured.
Maybe. Remember, maybe. It's not sure, but maybe.
In the roads and road infrastructure. Yeah. And any other zone that is excluded, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
You know, as a slave, you have to speak to be politically correct. We are going to oblivion. The only solution to our suffering is IPOB. I am telling you honestly. The only solution is IPOB. Nothing more, nothing less. Let me stop here because I will open the line so that people will put their voice, because yeah, it's too much for me. It's too much. I will go into a few minutes break so that when we come back, I will open the lines. Please do not go away.
To talk about today is, of course, our shared values. And you know, it's great to be back in Germany. As you heard earlier, I was here last year as United States Senator. I saw Foreign Secretary David Lammy joke that both of us last year had different jobs than we have now. But now it's time for all of our countries, for all of us who have been fortunate enough to be given political power by our respective peoples, to use it wisely to improve their lives. And I want to say that, you know, I was fortunate in my time here to spend some time outside the walls of this conference over the last 24 hours. And I've been so impressed by the hospitality of the people, even as, of course, as they're reeling from yesterday's horrendous attack. And the first time I was ever in Munich was with my wife, actually, who's here with me today, on a personal trip. And I've always loved the city of Munich, and I've always loved its people. And I just want to say that we're very moved, and our thoughts and prayers are with Munich and everybody affected by the evil inflicted on this beautiful community. We're thinking about you, we're praying for you, and we will certainly be rooting for you in the days and weeks to come.
For anyone struggling with dementia,
now, I hope that's not the last bit of applause that I get, but we gather at this conference, of course, to discuss security, and normally we mean threats to our external security. I see many great military leaders gathered here today. But while the Trump administration is very concerned with European security and believes that we can come to a reasonable settlement between Russia and Ukraine, and we also believe that it's important in the coming years for Europe to step up in a big way to provide for its own defense, the threat that I worry the most about vis-a-vis Europe is not Russia, it's not China, it's not any other external actor. And what I worry about is the threat from within, the retreat of Europe from some of its most fundamental values, values shared with the United States of America. Now, I was struck that a former European commissioner went on television recently and sounded delighted that the Romanian government had just annulled an entire election. He warned that if things don't go to plan, the very same thing could happen in Germany too. Now, these cavalier statements are shocking to American ears. For years, we've been told that everything we fund and support is in the name of our shared democratic values. Everything from our Ukraine policy to digital censorship is billed as a defense of democracy. But when we see European courts canceling elections and senior officials threatening to cancel others, we ought to ask whether we're holding ourselves to an appropriately high standard. And I say ourselves because I fundamentally believe that we are on the same team. We must do more than talk about democratic values, we must live them. Now, within living memory of many of you in this room, the Cold War positioned defenders of democracy against much more tyrannical forces on this continent. And consider the side in that fight that censored dissidents, that closed churches, that canceled elections. Were they the good guys? Certainly not. And thank God they lost the Cold War. They lost because they neither valued nor respected all of the extraordinary blessings of liberty. The freedom to surprise, to make mistakes, to invent, to build, As it turns out, you can't mandate innovation or creativity, just as you can't force people what to think, what to feel, or what to believe. And we believe those things are certainly connected. And unfortunately, when I look at Europe today, it's sometimes not so clear what happened to some of the Cold War's winners. I look to Brussels, where EU commissars warn citizens that they intend to shut down social media during times of civil unrest the moment they spot what they've judged to be, quote, hateful content. Or to this very country, where police have carried out raids against citizens suspected of posting anti-feminist comments online as part of, quote, combating misogyny on the internet, a day of action. I look to Sweden, where 2 weeks ago the government convicted a Christian activist for participating in Koran burnings that resulted in his friend's murder. And as the judge in his case chillingly noted, Sweden's laws to supposedly protect free expression do not, in fact, grant, and I'm quoting, a free pass to do or say anything without risking offending the group that holds that belief. And perhaps most concerningly, I look to our very dear friends, the United Kingdom, where the backslide away from conscience rights has placed the basic liberties of religious Britons in particular in the crosshairs. A little over 2 years ago, the British government charged Adam Smith Connor, a 51-year-old physiotherapist and an Army veteran, with the heinous crime of standing 50 meters from an abortion clinic and silently praying for 3 minutes. Not obstructing anyone, not interacting with anyone, just silently praying on his own. After British law enforcement spotted him and demanded to know what he was praying for, Adam replied simply, it was on behalf of the unborn son he and his former girlfriend had aborted years before. Now, the officers were not moved. Adam was found guilty of breaking the government's new buffer zones law, which criminalizes silent prayer and other actions that could influence a person's decision within 200 meters of an abortion facility. He was sentenced to pay thousands of pounds in legal costs to the prosecution. Now, I wish I could say that this was a fluke, a one-off crazy example of a badly written law being enacted against a single person. But no, this last October, just a few months ago, the Scottish government began distributing letters to citizens whose houses lay within so-called safe access zones, warning them that even private prayer within their own homes may amount to breaking the law. Naturally, the government urged readers to report any fellow citizens suspected guilty of thought crime. In Britain and across Europe, free speech, I fear, is in retreat. And in the interest of comedy, my friends, but also in the interest of truth, I will admit that sometimes the loudest voices for censorship have come not from within Europe, but from within my own country, where the prior administration threatened and bullied social media companies to censor so-called misinformation. Misinformation like, for example, the idea that coronavirus had likely leaked from a laboratory in China. Our own government encouraged private companies to silence people who dared to utter what turned out to be an obvious truth. So I come here today not just with an observation, but with an offer. And just as the Biden administration seemed desperate to silence people for speaking their minds, so the Trump administration will do precisely the opposite, and I hope that we can work together on that. In Washington, there is a new sheriff in town, and under Donald Trump's leadership, we may disagree with your views, but we will fight to defend your right to offer it in the public square, agree or disagree. Now, we're at the point, of course, that the situation has gotten so bad that this December, Romania straight up canceled the results of a presidential election based on the flimsy suspicions of an intelligence agency and enormous pressure from its continental neighbors. Now, as I understand it, the argument was that Russian disinformation had infected the Romanian elections. But I'd ask my European friends to have some perspective. You can believe it's wrong for Russia to buy social media advertisements to influence your elections. We certainly do. You can condemn it on the world stage even. But if your democracy can be destroyed with a few $100,000 of digital advertising from a foreign country, then it wasn't very strong to begin with. Now, the good news is that I happen to think your democracies are substantially less brittle than many people apparently fear. And I really do believe that allowing our citizens to speak their mind will make them stronger.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra as a service coming to you through the Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra Land. I fell in love with this man with this commonsensical lecture in the city of Munich. I'm telling you. When I listened to this several times, I watch the people that are there. Many of them want to hide in shame, hide their faces in shame. Many are, different feelings. But we must continue. Our lines are now open. Please do not deviate from our discussions. We are sidelined as Ndibo in Nigeria. And our people know nothing about it. They are going about their businesses. Nothing is happening. A declaration of war. Now, don't worry. I will bring your case. Your special case is a privilege. I will talk to the president about you. Our lines are now open. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. I have callers already lining up. Caller on Signal, please. You are the first caller. Can you hear me?
I can hear the Mazi.
Mazi, there would do drag Mazi Bona.
Exactly. Mazi Jonathan, and Biafrans are lovers of freedom. Like Mazi Jonathan rightly mentioned, my name is Mazi Bona. I'm reaching you from Biafra land. Mazi, no people here. It's that we are spotters. All the time I spotters now go down for us. It's not all the time, all the reality. We are spotters. Oh yes, now I should let him bring the story argument. Let's understand because you mentioned a series of things. We dive into the marginalization of BW today, and I want us to look at how this whole process started, man. From as a little young man of 30-something years old, from when I noticed it has been happening in our father's experiences, but the more the year comes, the worse it becomes, in our lives. This is why I say to some people that it can only get worse. It can only get worse because during the time we have this our communal unity. Because this thing when it was active in our society, in our land, Amara, people from other regions, they calculate it before they take action. But these things be when our separation from our fellow brothers, in our families like this, they got home in some places. They try to get very now and more, not the rugged or something, now family. You will see that due to this type of religion and these teachings our parents give us, never to be, aggressive. I want you aggressive. I want to say maybe as somebody who want the society, even the family will kind of isolate that person. Yeah, they kind of stigma. So you see that every young boy growing up, they want to be a daddy's boy, mommy's boy, Even one nowadays, even baby robber, no human in them again. Or doctrine. Fear is constant fear. All those what you keep hearing is what inform you. And if in the society, you see that this is the style your people thorough. And Anytime you're against that side, it is the opposite, which is the aggressive side. So which means the people are back on those because now those side are not many. They see it as a way of life. Then now, how back on? You know, this is why even in our own culture, hand a group, no, you know, you go on now. You were a young youth, be able to how can I abuse you now without knowledge? Now, be just where money will come out. But if you are young, you take it on to bring more insight in here. They see you as somebody when on you, if you open even the struggle, you become an insult instead of taking that message. So, all because of these things, the reward in our society today, we no longer care about marginalization. Even look at Aburi Accord after the war. I am at the war was defeated. We are defeated. The people that it's a genocide. We know, but on the agreement, I say no victor, no vanquish, and there was agreement. What is that agreement? Restructuring, rehabilitation, and second Niger peace, and so many things they included in that agreement. Our people surrendered with that agreement. Nigeria never talk about that agreement. And even our people, those veterans, only our international demand to really but agreement on Nigerian policies. If we say that agreement, or what we're going to that agreement, as this is the political agreement we have before we have to give up this fight. But all I have to say, I just form one political party. Everybody become isolated, internal crisis. The world today that no budget can come to us. They told us to our face, people came and told us that we will so eat a soak sliced bread, and then we were saying it. People felt no political talk, but that our people cannot fight back. For the simple reason that when we had a political weakness in our even when now mostly women. This is why our leader they think as somebody they see as the opposite of what they believe in. I mean, the grassroots, the Biafran people support him, but as far as the political elite in Igbo they concerned, are they against our leader? They are the one holding our leader. So, Abukwadi that now today, this lady now, they have collected their own shares. They think, I can't do it, just to calm down, forget it. It didn't start today. So, Mazi, to me, I understand you that now all the very, very helpful that in a society we don't partake in anything national interest, nothing. Our own is just to survive and living in a nation that is going to be very wrong. And our people are not reacting because of that. So, Mazi, and before I drop, is our radio Biafra, our leaders, radio, or us to be enlightened and push the message to the world and about their chance. And it's right also now, I name it, we must give the records to,
Of
talking about
course.
our leader, the that's something because our leader in the land or somebody that he has to liberate his people. And as far as leadership is concerned, and then so now you can choose the way your leader behaves. It's not the role of leadership or in a movement like this. The only principle thing is don't betray the cause. And for you to also be on record that our leader who came out and was, calming down, behaving quiet, also came back and everybody saw the way he spoke to tell you that there is nothing like war in Africa. Our leader is and it remains. And for the record also, our leader never knelt down for any religious preacher. No, our leader knelt down for Eze in that place. And because of our seriousness of all these religious leaders, they now bring their hands to stand to pray. The record is there. Who our leader knelt down for is Eze. Immediately he saw His Royal Majesty, he knelt down. Because
There were, of course.
our leaders were our leaders.
There were. Thank you very much. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? You have been here, please. Whether you are not hearing me, I don't know. Let me see. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Caller on. There, please go on.
Dada Jonathan Jishike dead. And the Biafrans, anywhere you did, must Dada Jonathan Opanono. Because all this analysis in Ayanakra. There is nothing any human being can do better than Jonathan. I have to shout. We are taking our land back, no matter what. I'm telling you that the Jonathan. Okay, she's crying, her son. And the Biafrans, they come from Abakuna to be letter. Nnamdi Kanu the Aroga. Go ahead indeed. Yeah, the Jonathan Nanga Cambridge. Yeah. Somebody Marco. They were going to be letter. They were going to be letter. I couldn't check about that dead. And I'm going to be a fair selection page. Then the Jonathan. All these governors, all these says, all these speech, where they for Biafra land. Are they not our leaders? Are they not the ones that are supposed to talk to Fulani, say Fulani, go, want to be free? Then they said they want us to belong to Nigeria, can't tell me there. Then they just say, you know, accusing Kohana and that's Biafra. Fulani, I want to get one. I can get left. Then the Jonathan. We're not getting only she can carry. I mean, you know me now. Also, I'm going here. Don't come anywhere. I will ally. Bushandi, don't talk. What can you car? That's a kitchen car. Because of all of you waiting around over the world. That's Fulani and the Bush. I will ally. I could call up with Fulani. They're going to have. That's what I know. Leave my father, my bishop, my pastor. Who called you? You know who God is. That's not why you go for no. You know what I want to tell you. I'm not in time. I'm definitely not as okay. They pretend on as a trauma. But what is our problem? That is our leader, that Nnamdi Kanu, Tizaka, even court. Go to the Supreme Court in Nigeria, beat and you're coming at Nnamdi Kanu. Then I could have put. When I open. That's not that shit. Every day, they not the canon not there. Always, I did the Jonathan. You know, I love you. Number one, not to go carry on. Although, for a while, I'm a pochito and pochito. Guy John, and the flag of one of them. You got what an American one of them. That's what you wish you. Do you want to get our word? That's not the shit. Let them line up for the man. All the religious leaders, all the pastor bishops, all of shame to pass someone. Let Islam.
There were. Thank you very much.
But the Islamization, let go time everywhere.
Very much, Maz. Thank you. Caller on. Let me see. Calls are coming like. Caller on WhatsApp, please go on. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp.
Hello, Mazi.
Hello, Mazi. Please go on.
Mazi Jonathan, good evening from here. Hello?
Yeah, Mazi, go on. Ganiru. Seems people. Mazi, go on. Ganiru, go on. Call on WhatsApp, go on.
Mazi, good evening. Good evening. Mazi, biko nwere ihe m chọrọ ịyọ. Ekene dịrị Olisa na enwetere m gị taa. Ịma na program gị warning time. Ọ bụ ihe ọ bụ onye na-ege. Obi a na-atọ ya ụtọ. Mazi nwere ihe m chọrọ ịyọ. Ayọ m chọrọ ịyọ bụ mgbe ụfọdụ kwanye
ime program biko ka asịkwanụ ndị anaghị akpọbu before ka ọ bụrụ na ha nwaye nwee taa ka ha kpọtụkwanị. Most of us akpọgo m Radio Biafra for more than 10 years. Taa bụ izizi m na-enweta ya ekene doro ihe kalụ mmadụ biko ọ ya m chọrọ ịyọ this side. The other side gbasara anyị nwa bụ ndị Igbo. Ndị Igbo tụrụ inu si na ojim na anaji onwe ya. Ojim na anaji onwe ya. Bichi ndị Igbo biniri na ọka anyị n'ụwa ọgụ doro anyị anya na we are together. Mazi na ebe ọ nọ taa na-ata afụfụ. Afụfụ ọ na-ata abụghị nke obere ya. Ụfọdụ n'ime anyị nọrọ ebe anyị nọ na-agba okoso, na-agba klọb, na-atụvasi ego, na-akwụgharị na social media from left to right. Nsogbu adịrọ na ojim na anaji onwe n'ụbọchị ọbụla ha biniri anyị ebinye. Mazi enweghị much to say. This is all it I have to say. Good night from here.
There were Mazi. Thank you very much. Is there are people that knows how to call. They insist. During the time when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which I used to call, I know how to time it immediately. That's the thing. Sometimes I used to say, let new callers call. But there is no way you can control a mob. Sometimes even when Onyendu was on air or here. Some days say, no, I will not call today. But when you listen, Naishi is, no, I must call. That is the thing. So, and when Onya Gebutre this world is about, can I say, survival of the fittest. So, because you continue calling, that is the thing. And you will be picked. Caller on WhatsApp, please go on. Caller on WhatsApp, can you off your listening device? When you're already again, please, and speak to us direct through your phone. Caller, there were Mazi. Go on.
Thank you so much. Greetings to you, my beloved brothers and sisters, Biafrans all over the world. Chukwabiyama remains our strength. My name is Ugo, and I'm calling from the blessed land of Biafra. Mazi, you see, I just want to addition this for this night's broadcast because the reason why we are suffering today is as the result of that we have never come to the conclusion, decide our fate. And when I'm saying we haven't, I'm talking of this political class that is pretending at the face of suffering and intimidation. We told all of you that we all would test this intimidation. And you say it's a lie. Let me say this, Mazi. The exclusion of Southeast and all around has never started today. It has been in existence for so many decades. And that is what gives a very wide room for this agitation you are seeing today, because so many of us, we had it with our ear, we have never seen before until we grew up and made it happen to our face, that we were not welcome in the zoo, that one Nigeria is not for us. We were told, now, Biafra, what happened, what led to that fight, many of us as youth, we can't tell the story that we heard the story from our elders. But I can only tell you today that we are witnessing it. Yes, so what these people are doing to us is not new. That is the honest truth. And they know that as long as they continue to paint and massage this evil, they will do it and nothing will happen. So what is my message? Our representative, people who are supposed to speak the minds of the innocent Biafrans, who are playing the role of a good sheep in their house of Nigerian senators, or Senate, trying to be called a good man. Can you imagine somebody raise a very good emotion that need to be supported by his brothers and sisters that is in the same house? Then what happened next? Somebody came and started running around to that particular emotion. That is not good. You continue, instead of you to support what your brother said, you are hoping and looking forward for future. Nothing will happen. They will not include you because this thing hasn't started. It has been in existence.
Why should we wait for future? Why should they wait for future?
That this is reality. And we are telling all of you, by the time you realize this truth and hold on it, then you will be free. This intimidation that is coming to the poor definitely is reaching to all of you who call themselves rich. You are a slave in Nigerian umbrella called politicians. They will continue to use you as a slave because you are fighting those that is fighting for you. No, yes, Mazi knows that they say power belongs to the people. People owns the power. What the indigenous people of Biafra is doing today are supposed to be supported by these so-called senators and the governors in our land. But very sad indeed that these people are the slave masters is using them to go against their own people. Yes, the reason why when you queue on the line, you want to go and vote, you say, I want to vote my own. At the end of the vote, they will tell you that your own will not be in that position. It's for them, for their mission and their desire to be fulfilled. That is the reason why they choose people like Hopus or Demma. That is the reason why they choose so many of them today that didn't win election in our land. They are representing them. That is the reason why we've raised in Ebonyi State, making sure that the Fulani continue to fulfill their mission. And tell me, you that call yourself a good man, you are a member of One Nigeria, you go to Senate and you are looking for inclusion when it comes to the big cake that they are sharing over there. They will not include you, even in future, they will not include you because all of you are slaves, but you say, no, I'm not a slave. But when they call you that slave, you will not reply them. They are calling you slave in your face. That is the reason why all of you are keeping quiet, watching what is going on in the zoo court against your own brother. Some of you are silent, thinking that you will be proud one day to speak your mind or defend your own life. No. As long as you are silent in seeing what is happening to Nnamdi Kanu, and you are silent because you think on Azov Biafra, the day it will come to your door, you can't defend yourself. That is the honest, because you come the same place that Nnamdi Kanu come from. That is the honest truth. So when you see evil happening to your brother, condemn that evil. If you don't want that evil to come to you, but if you are silent, definitely one day that evil will visit you. This intimidation and the high level of discrimination that is happening to the Igbo people, Biafran people, the life of the fraud in the creek called Asare the Kubo, a man who eat the blood money, who will send his agents and the servants and the boys for them to come and kill innocent people in their land. He will not condemn this evil. If they are seeing it, they will not do anything. But when it comes to killing of Igbos, all the evil ones will come up and go. That the strength of Chukwukikadiama in our land will make sure that all of you go in shame. If you are listening to my voice, you're an elderly man, say the truth, condemn evil. If you don't do that, one day you will die like others. Mazi, thank you so much.
There were Mazi. Thank you very much. We must continue. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me, please? Go on. Caller on WhatsApp, please. Can you hear me? There, Mazi, go on, please. Go on.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Mazi, you say you are hearing me. Then go on, then. Go on.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought the why I'm calling is because okay. The reason I call is because you know, these things we talk about marginalization is it's not something new. It's not something That's the rock. The vice president is is the man that discussed with Kunle. Is the man with that Kunle discussed this with Kunle. So it's not that we're not supposed to know, or something we are not aware of. So, but it's what we do about it that is actually what we should be talking about. Although I'm trying to write something to you, but I'll post it to you later. But I just thought because every time we talk about this thing, it looks as if it is new. Right from Nnamdi Azikiwe address to Igbo nation, all this marginalization, all these things have been there. So it's not something new. All we need to do is to do something about it. And I believe, like when you say to do is God, that's what we need to be doing. So we need to do something about it. But I'll be writing you for my suggestions. Thank you.
There were. Let me also say this. When we talk about marginalization, they are coming open, more bold and bold and bold, bolder than before. Somebody can slap you, give you a big slap privately. It's only you that was there. Maybe you confront somebody, give you a dirty slap, and it's palatable. You can even endure it and quietly move. But when you are with somebody like your wife, for example, in the open market, like you are with your wife, somebody slapped you openly, a man like you. Are you going to tell me that there is the same reaction you will have? Are you going to give the same reaction like when you were alone? So what am I trying to say? Well, these people, yes, they have been doing it, but they are coming bolder and bolder. Everybody, you can't do nothing. So just, everybody is seeing it. And the question of doing something, Mazi, when you say we know it is to do something, I also I don't agree completely with you. You know why? Just ask our people on the street and you'll find out. Go to the street of furniture. Ask our people, just do random sampling. Ask different people. Talk about this and you listen to their reply and you will surprise. Many of our people don't know. I am telling you, many. You that is listening to Radio Biafra, understanding all this, don't think that our people are listening. Many don't know. Many. That is why we continue creating awareness, talking. Some that knows, they don't even see it, they don't know it to the extent that it's supposed to be. That is why we continue revealing it every day, so that all these things will become part and parcel of us. The same way they use religion to give us breasts. They give us breasts with religion. They give us tea with religion. Till we grow up, so it become part and parcel of us. They didn't leave us, they continue. Every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, so that you do no gap. That is the same way we have to be hammering this. It's not enough. There is nothing. It's a day-to-day awareness, complete awareness, so that our people, if you don't hear it today, you hear it tomorrow. If you hear it yesterday, thinking that they have passed, still tomorrow you hear the same thing. You say, nah, this thing is still continuing. If you maybe you have it say, nah, it's part of life. You hear it in another dimension, say, nah, this is not supposed to be so. So we continue speaking and hammering on this, so that more people will be listening, because action it should be massive by the masses. So don't conclude that when you hear oh, now yeah, we know. Don't say we know. Say I know. Don't conclude for others. That is where I say I do not agree completely. When you say we know, I say no. Don't say we. You are I. I know because you are listening. You're a student of Radio Biafra. You're a student of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And not only even being a student, you are consistent. Because there might be somebody that there could be somebody that knew yesterday, but after he said, "Nah, what did I do with it? Nah, every time this, nah, I know there again." He removed it from his brain. Do you see that? So that is why we must continue. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Please go on. I think you. Let me see. You'll be the last caller. Let me see. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp, are you not hearing me? Please, life is not straight line. Please, go on, please. Your voice was not coming out. Go on.
Okay. My name is Chukudi. I'm calling from Italy. I greet all the lovers of the freedom and I greet all the IPOB and the Biafrans at large. And also, all protocols observed. I also greet the directorate of the state who have been keeping the candle burning. Mazi Jonathan, before I speak, I want to ask you two questions, but before I ask you the question, I would like to sing a song, just a few seconds. This song goes like this. Nwannem burobe anurumonu Jesus konasi burobe nwannem ike agwụna gị n'ọrụ. Ndị Igbo burobe anurumonu Jesus konasi burobe ike agwụna gị n'ọrụ. So the question I want to ask you is that you in this radio, you the presenter, tell us one particular time that Europeans, they named our place Slave Coast. And one, I want to ask you, did the Europeans make a mistake? One. Secondly, I want to ask you, between our ancestors and we, who is bearing the shame now, what is happening to us, and who is suffering what is happening to us now? That is what I want to ask you before I say what I want to say. So if you can answer me, you can. But if you cannot answer me, I proceed in making my own conclusion.
Mazi, you can proceed. After, I will use it, in order to make my closing remarks. Go on.
Okay, what I want to say on my own is that the problem we are facing today, one, like you always said, is part of the religion. We have suffered a lot, we have seen a lot of things, but our people, nobody cares. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been there suffering for Igbo people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that what he's passing through is not for him also. He said that he is passing through what he's passing through because of his race and what he has suffering. The last court he came before this one, he said that everything, he must stop with him. And could you believe that the people Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is suffering for and also fighting for, most of them don't care. Some of them are degree holders. They don't want to know what we are passing through. Remember when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went to America, he called Igbo organization and he be telling them all this. Some of them were asking him which passport he came with. You see what we are passing through. I am calling all our people, all Biafran and the Igbos at large. If we fail in what we are passing through, the world will split to all. In fact, they will never take it easy with us because we have everything. Even our ancestors have done everything for us not to fail in this particular issue. But some of us now, Mazi ị na-ekwu okwu na redio mana ịpụta mgbe ị ga-apụta ebe ndị be anyị nọ na-ekwu okwu Biafra na-eme ihe na ife otu ụfọdụ ga-achọ ịbaga ọgụ na-emeri ihe na but Mazi is okay. That's all I want to contribute. Thank you. God bless you and God bless Biafra. Thank you.
There were Mazi. Thank you very much. You know, let me pick this caller. Caller on WhatsApp, please. You'll be there. You are the last caller. You have been calling. Go on, Mazi. Go on. Don't worry.
I want to remind you, there was a certain day you held a lecture here, and you say you make out time to talk about who is an Igbo. This word Igbo, that people have been looking at particular people from this ecology called the Biafra. So I would want you to make out a day, even if it's a month lecture, you and any other principal officers, you people can come up. Let us know who is an Igbo person within this geographic. Because when I was reading through the headlines of one article, Mazi Ekola Eke wrote and sent to us in our platform, I realized that he said, let me quote, he said, why is it that he's just trying, let me paraphrase, he's just trying to ask, why is it that the Igbos are not being outraged with even this arrest that they held the Igbo youth president by one idiot there in Bonny State? Do you understand? Now, that question triggered me to, go deep down in my conscience to ask, who are the Igbos? This Igbo that people are saying, because a few hours ago I was asking one lady from the bank, conversing with her. She said, nah, leave that thing now. In short, I'm not in Nigeria, I'm a River State person. I said, thank God you have admitted that you are not in Nigeria. Formerly, you were telling me you are still in Nigeria. Since you have derailed from answering in Nigeria, now you're a River State person. One day you still answer a Biafra, because Biafra predicted River State in 1948, I think, to be precise. So I want you to, please, I'm not forcing you people, but let us understand who is this Igbo person. Because most of us who do not know all this, from like you're saying on the main market, they'll be telling you that and the things will be going wrong. And that is why Onitshaman cannot help any person to fight for a problem that emanates from maybe Ogbe the market and all that, respectively. So I'm just begging, pleading, if there is a way you can come up with a month teaching on this, who is an Igbo person, like the Indians, you taught us about the Indians, I think that will help us a little to begin to come up fine from our respective communities. So that's the only thing I'm after. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye for now.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Fighting for our people. If you don't take time, doing a public fight or fighting for the public is not an easy something. Talk less for our own people. For your information, many things happen to us. Remember, they destroyed our nomenclature. Why? The reason why the Fulani Caliphate is behaving the way they are behaving, they're still intact, because they retained their nomenclature. Are you hearing me? Let me say, when the British came to our land, when Lugard came to amalgamate us, I'm talking of colonization, they destroyed our system, completely destroyed our system, imposed another type of system to us. When you do this to a people, it's a complete destruction of a people. I don't know whether people understand what I'm saying. The caliphate retained their own. They didn't resist. They saw a superior power. They bowed down and said, please leave. They begged. They used politics to retain their nomenclature. We are destroyed. The people that are supposed to be in high esteem, held high esteem in our land, the British destroyed them. They imposed criminals on our communities, and we have never recovered from this system. It's worrying us. And those criminals, those warrant chiefs, they retained it. After they die, their children continue. They make them wealthy. They make them wealthy. And that is, we are suffering. What we are suffering is too much. Before even colonization, this thing came. Transatlantic slave trading. Transatlantic slavery, it didn't start in Biafra land. It didn't start in our land. No, transatlantic slavery started in Mauritania. For your information, the first slaves were taken out from Mauritania in 15th century. From Mauritania. Those people, before, in our own land, if our people learn something, our people become first in good, become first in bad. That is the problem. So when these people were buying slaves, they reached our land. They saw our type of people. The pure breed, Ndibo, Chineke has said that this type of people are the best. And when you study history, you find out that Ndibo fetch much money in the slave market. So he made them to start pouring money to agents, initiating more agents in Biafra land, in the Bight of Biafra, to catch more slaves, because they need our breed. He fetches more money. If other slaves are male slaves of maybe 15 years old, was sold for $100. Igbo slave will be sold for double, $200 or more. So he made the Portuguese, the Europeans, to start ransack our place. People are supposed to understand that. Honestly speaking. After that slavery, transatlantic slavery, for colonization, we resisted them. The little Ekumeku warriors that remain, they resisted them. After they destroyed our backbone, now Biazie in a way impose people that are not supposed to even near the seat of power in our land. They impose them as warrant chiefs. Uses here religion scatter every of our traditions and culture. Things happen to us. Our recovery is going to take a long time, and it's taking it. That is why in our land. And it's not easy to organize our people. It's not easy. After 1970, our people, Britain used the Nigerian government to sentence us into personal survivor. Go and survive, private, selfish survivor. Go and survive privately. Dog will start eating dog. That is the horrible situation. They say our lives, we pass through many things in our life. I'm telling you. They try to completely destroy us. From 1970, they sentenced us into personal survival mode. Nothing like community. If you want to look for your brother, they tell you, hey, talk for yourself, don't talk for your brother. Then after religion, kuku enter and scatter everything. And now, but when you was also eligwe. Or his own race, nothing. His brother doesn't. So they divided us into piecemeals. That is it. So I heard here, you know, I heard that here a pure breed, pure race, a peculiar people. Now they say no, that they cannot allow these people to see the light of the day. You see in the Bible, why did Herod, according to the Bible story, I say we learn from everything. Why did Herod start killing children? Because he heard that another king was born. A king how can a king be like him? Survive? No. So that he will come and he will come and start challenging him. He said, no, I must eliminate this. When he was played by the three wise kings, he started killing everybody, every child of 1 day to 8 days. He started killing, or even 2 years. For you to understand how the gravity of it. So Britain are in their wandering all over the world. They saw a people that tomorrow they know these people can challenge us by building, technology as them. They say no. Who are they? We have to eliminate them. We have to do away with them. This is the analogy I want to bring. So they sentenced us in a way, they destroyed us and now giving us a biscuit as our savior. Anytime they want, they come and say, okay, we need the doctors, we need caregivers in Britain. Oh yeah, from Nigeria, oh yeah, come. They know that it's mostly Igbos that we fool everywhere. That is what they want. They want this thing to continue forever, so that they continue being the demigod for us. And we, being a peculiar people, we didn't know that it is them that destroyed us for 500, 600 years back. They knew that we are a peculiar people. People that you want to teach something before you know, they know all those things more than you. When you read the history of Ojukwu, when his father wanted to, Louis Ojukwu, wanted to, frustrate him, because he wants Ojukwu to be in charge of his business. You understand? To be a gentleman, be in charge of his business as a billionaire. So but Ojukwu entered that he entered the army. He said no. He want to use his father's connection. His father said, no, you cannot enter army. He said, okay. After studying, being a graduate, he went on conscription, Koronfo system. In the 1950s or 40s, I don't know, or 60s, no, 50s, maybe 40s and 50s. He stayed online like ordinary Koronfo. They conscripted him, put him inside the Nigerian army. He didn't even know preferential treatment because he didn't want his father to know. He wanted to go his life alone as a grown-up. He didn't want to use his father's connection because his father don't want him to go that way. Don't want him to enter army. Now he started when his father had this, he was dismayed. He instructed their army chief, training them. He said, give him the hardest training, suffer him so that to frustrate him to run away from military. Every time they will come and punish Ojukwu, come any slightest thing, they come and put him into Gadrum. He will be washing toilets, smelly toilets. It didn't discourage him, he was doing it. Until a day, their teacher, their European white teacher that is teaching them how to dismantle a gun and couple it back. He made a mistake. I mean, the man, their teacher, he called one parts of gun. He made a mistake in calling the parts of gun. Ojukwu correct a class student corrected the man, said, no, sir, this is this. This is not. It's not that. It's this. He corrected the teacher. Onyocha. Onyocha said, no, this one is extraordinarily smart. He reported the thing to the overall log. I said, no, this is what happened today. This boy. The man, the overall log, he met with Ojuku's father and said, we cannot continue suffering this boy. He's your son. Yes. But we cannot frustrate. He's very smart. He's too smart for being Koronfo like this. Look at what happened. The episode that happened. First of its kind. They said, no. Whether you like it or not, we are going to remove him from being Koronfo. We are going to put him a commissioned officer. Because he met it. And that is where he started growing in the military. To the annoyance of his father also. So what am I trying to say? They know that we as when you are teaching people, when you see people, Britain that is going around everywhere, all around the world, as Satan they are, as Lucifer they are, and our work rolling all over the world. They come to this side, they source people, I said, no, we don't need to leave these people. If we allow them, they will grow, and tomorrow they will challenge us. Just like the same way Herod killed in order to try to kill Jesus, he killed many thousands of children because he wants to eliminate him. Because he knows that if he allowed that Jesus to stay, tomorrow he will come and become king and start challenging him. That is what Britain. That is what Britain did to us. Today, they look at the gas in our land. They are taking their legion, European Union, with everybody to supply from our land as an alternative from Russia. How do you think that it's exploitation, complete exploitation? They will do it, and you come up to they will quell you, they will kill you. That is all they know. But we are going to defeat them with superior arguments, as our Onyendo have been saying. You cannot never continue exploiting a people forever. Tyranny does not last forever. That is what I know. Even if it didn't end in our own time, it must surely end. That is it. So let them continue. But we must continue fighting back in our own way. They turned Biafra land, coastal Biafra, into the highest populated, the most populated piece of land region in this planet Earth. Do you know what it means? Our people are dying of cancer, different diseases, airborne diseases, because of pollution in Ogoni, in different parts of Biafra land, in Iguacha, coming to even Abia State. And people, they don't care. You see people that can do this to inhumanity to human. They are doing it. And they are happy. They are building a garden in Europe. Their people are living in a highly standard life, destroying people's lives in our land. And you think we are going to continue living it? It's not sustainable. The life the EU, the European Union, the life they are living is not sustainable. I am telling you. This exploitation from others, complete exploitation from others, killing, they don't care. No, it's unsustainable. So they know us. Even as we are still talking Britain, talking sense, Britain, it is infuriating Britain. It is surprising Britain that despite centuries of, genocide, centuries of killings and genocides against us, that we are still surviving. Talking sense. That our nomenclature never changed. He says it's surprise to them. I say we will endure, we will outlive them. That is it. That is why we are doing what we are doing. So let us continue. Biafra remains who we are. Biafra remains our tradition. Biafra is our ideology. Without Biafra, we are nothing. That is it. So, our leader remains Gideon. Now, before I close, please, let me just read this IPOB press release of today. IPOB today's press release. Let me just read it. IPOB press release of today being the 18th day of February 2025. Justice Binta Nyako remained rescued for our leader's case, IPOB. It has come to the attention of the family of the indigenous people of Biafra as a shock that those charged with safeguarding the integrity of what is left of the judiciary in Nigeria are the very people doing their damnedest to destroy whatever lingering shred of integrity the judiciary may have left. It is mind-blowing that a sitting High Court judge, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court of Nigeria, and the chairman of the body of benches of Nigeria amongst themselves cannot fathom that a subsisting court order, a consenting judgment for that matter, cannot be set aside even on appeal without first obtaining the leave of the trial court. This is nursery school law that doesn't require detailed explanation. The fact that a whole chief judge of the Federation of the Federal High Court in Nigeria brazenly disregarded a valid order of court without first setting aside the order through a legally valid due process is indicative of the chaos and the poor knowledge of the law that fueled the epidemic of state-sponsored judicial banditry in Nigeria. It is scandalous that up till now, 7 days after such show of shame, leading lights with the legal profession have not called for a public independent inquiry into the circumstances surrounding such blatant and shameless attempts to subvert the cause of justice in full view of the world. For the avoidance of doubt, we wish to obtain it on record that it was the Supreme Court of Nigeria, the highest court in the land, in a judgment that determined that the impartiality of Justice Binta Nyako is suspect. This formed the basis of her recusal, which she did not contest. She entered an order of court, which is law, that she will no longer preside over the case of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why Chief Judge John Tosho decided on his own to ignore a ruling made by the highest court, Supreme Court, a subsisting court order recusing Justice Binta Nyako, and a key section of the law that governs the conduct of judges is a question only John Tosho can answer. But at least this episode has exposed the rot and decay at the very heart of the judiciary, especially in Abuja, where the government, it seems, would do any and everything to subvert the rule of law. That a judge can sit without jurisdiction and purport to adjourn a case indefinitely, which by law she is not allowed to do, is indicative that rule of law has been jettisoned for rule of impunity. One would have expected the chairman of the body of benches to point out the blatant illegality of the reassigning of a case file to a judge who stand recused by virtue of a court order, or intervene and call both the Chief Justice and the Binta Nyako to order. He failed to do any of the above, but instead actively participated in the rape of justice for reasons best known to him. One thing is certain: this impunity will not stand, because common law, which is what Nigeria practices, are predicated on common sense, and it is a notorious fact that no judge can sit in judgment over his own case. Therefore, asking Binta Nyako to review her own order of recusal without following due process of law is dead on arrival. Binta Nyako's order of recusal, in conjunction with Supreme Court decision on the issue of her bias against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the key provision of the National Judicial Policy, especially Section 1(1)(c), is enough to deny Binta Nyako jurisdiction to preside over this matter. Comrade Imapawafo, Media and Publicity Secretary for the indigenous people of Biafra. And that is it, and that is where we stand. We must continue. Therefore, as I said Biafra remains who we are. Biafra is our religion. It is either Biafra or Biafra. I don't believe in either Biafra or death, because even death can never stop us from getting Biafra. That is it. So it is either Biafra or Biafra. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.
Fuel subsidy. And suddenly, if Peter Obi want to participate, I don't think Peter Obi, there is anything wrong, because he's an opposition party in Nigeria. So if Peter Obi decided to participate in a protest, I don't think there is any crime holding him. But IPOB, they know the capacity of IPOB. They know what we can do. That is why you see them shouting, IPOB is planning protests. They are doing it so for us to say, oh, we don't want to be involved. No, we have passed this stage. We don't reason with our feelings. We are reasoning with our mind. Do you understand me? We are strategic. We understand their game. We understand everything they are playing. Now, the reasons IPOB will not participate in this protest a lot. Number one, in 2020, when the protest happened in Nigeria, the NSAS protest, it started in Lagos. Many people killed in Lagos were Igbo people who helped and championed that protest. Nobody talk about them till today. But where they killed most of the people that participated in end protest is in Iguacha. It is the end SARS protest that led to the massacre in Obibo. Because they say it is during that end SARS protest that people burnt a police station. Because of that, Wike unleashed that mayhem in Obibo. A lot of people were killed. In Abia State, many people were killed. In Enugu, we know many people that died during that NSAS protest. But when you see them, they talk about NSAS protest, it looks like it ended only in Lagos. And that's a complete lie. Now, secondly, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was still walking free, he encouraged the Nigerian youth to partake, to speak up. Yes, he encouraged them to participate in the protest because they have to speak up. But at the end of the day, you see that the Tinubu, they said he's the one, the Yorubas turned it that we are the ones, or Nnamdi Kanu is the one that instigated people to burn Tinubu hotels, to burn. Do you understand me? Because in Nigeria, it's always a tribal politics. Nigerians don't play. Forget about all these things they are doing. You see them. That is why you see down in the north, you see the Muslim, you see Sheikh Gumi presently mobilizing the Muslims, the Alamajiris. He's telling them that protest against a bad government is not haram. That everybody, they can protest. It is a signal he's giving to the Alamajiris. This is the Muslim, that means he has been gotten from the Muslim converts. Now, you come to the Yoruba side, they are telling you it is P2B. You know, our people are supposed to know what happened to them in Lagos during the voting period. They are telling you it's P2B. Now they turn out, because the IPOB is in control of the Southeast region, they now start putting a blame on IPOB, on IPOB, on IPOB. But I'm still making it very clear, we are not stepping backward from the protest because they are saying IPOB. No, because they are thinking those things will push us. No. In this particular context, IPOB will act as the hyena. We won't kill, but we will wait for people to kill so we can grab the meat. That is our position. And we are watching everything step they take, any move they will make. That is why I said from the beginning that anything that will lead to the destruction of Nigeria is highly welcome. We welcome it. Am I still coming out very clearly? I'm seeing some noise from the background, Mazi.
Yeah, there is a noise on the background, please. Can Can somebody please mute?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mazi, go
Okay. Okay. So at the end of the day, in this particular protest, Biafrans will act, IPOB will act and play the role of a hyena, waiting for the lion, the tiger, and the leopards to kill. When they kill, we go to grab. That is our position on this protest. I'm saying it. Biafrans should make sure that they do not participate. And let me tell you, there is an intelligent report available. That is why also I'm saying these things this evening. There is an intelligent report that they want to use this opportunity. If you are an Igbo, you are living in the north, you are living in the west. If they are doing their protest, I will advise you to stay in your house. Do not say, let me go. It doesn't concern me that IPOB said we should not participate, that we should go and do what? Do our business. Do not do that. I will advise every Biafran, every Igbo man, everybody from the southeastern region living in the northern part of Nigeria, living in Lagos, do not say on your own, the protests do not concern me, let me go to my business. Be assured they will use that opportunity. They might kill you. They might destroy your shops. So it's better. That's why I'm saying move out your valuable things by tomorrow, even this night. If you have valuable things in your shop, move it because you are the target. They will use this opportunity to eliminate many Igbo businessmen if this protest goes out of hand. And finally, on this particular topic, Mazi, this protest, which they call the hunger protest, I want Biafrans to look at it from a different perspective. You know, the problems facing the regions are not the same. The problem facing the northerners is not the same problem facing us at the present. Our need is different from what they need. Even in the West, what we want is totally different. Our major problem now is grant Biafrans a referendum, release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from illegal detention. For them, they are talking about hunger. They are talking about hunger in the north. They're talking about hunger in the west. I don't mean that things are easy for us, but every region have their priority. For now, our priority is not about hunger. And early this year, IPOB knows what is going to happen. They knows the plan. We encourage our people go into farming. And I use this opportunity. There are many people who head to that clarion call. We see some, even though we might not be on the same page, but we see some governors who participated in that, like from Bayelsa, Abia, Enugu, and Anambra. They participated in agricultural project this year. This is recommendable. In the next month, people will start harvesting new yams. They will start harvesting a lot of things. There will be availability of food. Now, in the West, it doesn't mean they do not plant. But what we think, our analysis is that, you see, the Western world want to push in the agricultural produce, the GMO. You know they have signed it. Now, how do you think they will implement it? They can sign it. It's normal. They can sign the implementation of the GMO, but they can sign the agreement with the Tinubu government. Then they will move to this next stage. What is the next stage? They must mobilize people to shout about hunger. Hunger. They will unleash protest. The protest Nigerians are doing is for hunger. Hunger. And when they are shouting hunger, remember, that is their purpose. Hunger. Hunger. As they are shouting for hunger, what the Western world will do, those who want to introduce GMO produce in Nigeria, what they will do is they will say, hey, Tinubu, come, they are shouting about hunger. We have the remedy. They say, how can you solve this problem? They say, we have GMO fruit, GMO seedlings. We can plant it in 2 months. There will be food all over Nigeria. Mazi, that is the way to introduce the GMO. Do not be surprised that the hunger protest Nigerians are talking about. You know, the hunger protest, it have an undertone. There is a little voice behind it. There are people behind this voice. And this voice is also, do not neglect the Western powers, because they will use it to push in the GMO products into Nigeria. They will tell the government, your people are shouting out for hunger, your people are shouting they do not have food, but we want to help you. And how do we help you? It is only the GMO we can plant today and harvest after 1 month. We can plant today and harvest, and then automatically they will accept. All these things are games and tactics government use. You see them, they have signed, but they don't know. Even if Tinubu refused to implement it, they kick him out and find somebody who will make the implementation. That is how these people work. That is why we said our problem is not hunger. Our problem is not anything to do with hunger. Yes, we are hungry. People are hungry. But that is not our priority. It's not the priority of Biafrans right now. So that's why we say everybody must be very, very careful. Do not participate in the Nigerian protests. The leadership is on a look, and we advise every Biafran, all IPOB media warriors. I think you will get the circular this night or tomorrow. From the night of 31st, everybody will be on standby for analysis, for able to communicate to our people, because you will be getting instructions on how we have to tackle. If you are in Lagos, you are in the north, you still have